do some useful things with the gattools. The command line user interface first prompts the user to enter the index of the Bluetooth device that has been found. In the main class, a thread is set up which has a scanner which reads off the user input, which is then passed on to the helper classes. The first helper class is gattdevice, which takes as an argument the queue which holds the data for the scanner. So in this class we have a bunch of queues which are to shuffle data to and fro, and then we have a bunch of threads being set up, and another helper class which calls the actual gattools using the Java process builder, and as arguments that takes an array of commands, an input stream queue, an output stream queue, and an error queue. Now we have a bunch of threads which are taking off data from those queues and then doing what needs to be done with it. Either just printing it out to the screen or doing some application specific tasks. Here is the helper class which actually calls the process builder API. We've got a bunch of streams, an input stream, an output stream, an error stream, and a bunch of threads which then reads off from those streams and pops the data onto the queues which were given as the arguments for the constructor. There's a for loop which just goes through the commands one by one which were passed to the constructor of the class. And then once a return value is received from the process which is called, it moves on to the next command. Until there's no commands left, implying that what we need doing is done, so we can move on. So in the gattdevice helper class, there's I'm looking to see what the user inputs, so I know what device to try to connect to, and then after that device is received, we then pass onto another helper class, getConnection helper class, which acts in a very similar way. We pass to it a queue of the scanner so that it can get input from the user, and then we have a bunch of queues which are then passed to the class which calls the actual process, and then there's a bunch of threads which reads off of those cues and does some application specific tasks, or just prints out to the screen. So in this input stream, I'm looking for a connection. Once a connection's received and there's positive confirmation, a characteristic is written to the Bluetooth device telling it that we want notifications enabled, which means we don't have to poll the device. It's just going to tell us when data's available and chuck it at us. And then after connection's established, we then have to decipher the output of the gatttool, which outputs hexadecimal strings. Once that's deciphered, we have readable, more useful ASCII. As we can see, this Bluetooth device is spitting out JSON.